It's Mike with Iceberg Gaming here with another Project Zomboid guide for today. We're back in debug mode, and I want to show you guys why you should be leveling up tailoring in Project Zomboid. I just spawned myself in some strips of clothing, and now we're going to check this out. Right now we have 0 protection, we have zero tailoring skill, and I'm going to go ahead and patch some gear. So here we go with level 0 tailoring. We have 1 ripped sheet patch, gives us 1% scratch protection. A denim strip patch gives 1% bite and 1% scratch. And a leather strip patch gives 1% bite and 2% scratch. And the denim and leather also give 1% bullet. And at level 1 tailoring, they are the same. We've got 1% bite from the sheet, 1% of each from the denim, and then 1% bite, 2% scratch, 1% bullet from the leather strip. But now here we are at level 2 tailoring, and we're starting to see an improvement. We've still got only 1% scratch from the rib sheet, but now with the denim sheet, we've got 1% bite, 2% scratch, and 1% bullet. And then the leather gives us 2% bite, 4% scratch, and 2% bullet. And now at level 3 tailoring, our ripped sheet still only gives us 1% scratch, but now our denim patch gives us 1% bite, 3% scratch, and 1% bullet. This is going up by 1% each time. The leather strip gives us 1% bite, 6% scratch, and 3% bullet. So the bite and the bullet are going up 1% each, and the scratch is going up 2% each. And now here we are at level 4 tailoring. We're finally seeing some good movement here. We're up to 2% scratch from the ripped sheet, 2-4-2 from the denim, and then 4-8-4 from the leather strip. Now we are up to level 5 tailoring. We've got 2% scratch from the ripped sheet, 2-5-2 from the denim, and 5-10-5 from the leather. Now here we are at level 6 of tailoring. Our ripped sheet gives us 3% scratch. Our denim gives us 3% bite, 6% scratch, 3% bullet. Leather gives 6 bite, 12 scratch, 6 bullet. So as you can see, the rip sheet still isn't really worth it. So basically you just want to use those to level up and then put leather in for your actual gear. And now we're at level 7 tailoring. We're still only getting 3% scratch from the rip sheet, but we're getting 3% bite, 7 scratch, 3 bullet from denim, 7-14-7 from leather. So as you can see, the leather really starts to outpace the denim, and the denim really starts to outpace the ripped sheets. And here is level 8 of tailoring. We get 4% scratch from the rip sheet. So this is half a percent per level in scratch from the rip sheet. Then we've got 4-8-4 from the denim strips. And then we've got 8-16-8 from the leather patches. And I think you guys can see where this pattern is going. So for level 9 tailoring, we've got 4% scratch from the rip sheet, 4-9-4 from the denim, and 9-18-9 from the leather. And finally, level 10 tailoring gives us a 5% scratch protection with a rip sheet, 5% bite, 10% scratch, 5% bullet from denim, and 10% bite, 20% scratch, and 10% bullet from leather strips. This is a fantastic bonus that you can add on to your gear. So any gear bonus, this is additive. This is an additional to the gear bonus for each slot. Of course, it can make your gear look a little stupid, but that's okay. It's well worth it. But what does this actually mean? It means that if a zombie were to try to bite you in a spot that you have 100% protection, the piece of gear would take that bite instead of you. If it were to bite you in a spot that you have less than 100% protection, it would have for example, my hands on this character have a 25% chance to not get bit on a otherwise bite, and a 50% for scratches. So as you can see, this character has max tailoring and pretty much the best gear in the game. There's a couple slots you could maybe make an argument, but this is pretty much the best you're going to get. So in several places, he is immune to zombie bites and scratches. In other places, there is a very high probability that if he gets bit, he won't actually get bit. It'll be taken on the armor instead. So that is fantastic. If you make a mistake or get yourself into a situation where you might have a problem, it's a little bit of extra safety. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Even just a little like really helps me out as a content creator. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.